Hello guys, and welcome to a new Steel Division video today by me, Vulcan. Today I have for you a 3 versus 3 on Omaha, and in this one I'm going to be playing with the 101st Airborne. On my team today I have Golden Bullet and Jagsaw, so we're going to be playing with the 4th Armoured and the 1st SSB. And on the opposing side we have Genjeft, the Führer, and Cool Soon, who are going to be playing the 17th SS, 716th, and the Panzer Lehr. Let's get some forces down. I'm going to be bringing myself in an M22 early on to support some infantry, which will likely be some airborne engineers over towards this left side. We'll also have some airborne rifles join them with a command. I do know that I have the M22 in there, but that's going to probably be just having a look on the main road and finding targets that way. We'll have the command stop short just so that it stays alive. And I'm going to bring in an M1 to provide us with some artillery early on. Make sure we give these shift unload commands. We'll need a Pathfinder, which I could probably push on to the right side here just to provide some recon. Then we're going to need a Pathfinder for the left side. Bring them up to there and unload. And I might also go for a couple of airborne rifles on this left side, or we could maybe go for like a 50 cal into this tree line. A lot of things we can do and play around with in the center of this map. I've also got to cover this right side. So I'm thinking we need some Pathfinders here that can sort of scout out this side. And then we need some airborne rifles that can hold that side, as well as some airborne rifles on the left side, just to cover this for the time being. Probably not going to be too aggressive with those airborne rifles. The idea will be to gain dominance in the center and then probably support the flanks. And I really want to put a large focus on the Air Force in the 101st in this game if I can. If they start investing into a lot of AA though, then who knows, I might have to change my plans. You do of course still have to be relatively sort of flexible is the word I was looking for throughout the game. Because if you sort of go into a game thinking you're going to do something and then they sort of bring out the counter to that, then there is absolutely no point in you continuing to do what you had originally planned. It's just some all-round good advice for pretty much any strategy game. You've got to be flexible and work on your counters as you go. Just moving all of these vehicles as close to the line as I can, so they're all tucked up. You may find if you're doing this, guys, if you left click dragging them, if you drag them too far they disappear. If you let go, they will often end up in the corner of the map. They won't deploy in the corner of the map, they'll deploy where they originally were when you lost them. But if you just want to get them back, you can go to the edge of the map and drag them. Something that's always worth reminding people. Hopefully a bug that will be fixed in Steel Division 2. Let's just click launch battle in case we're the last. Now this M22, it is quite simply there to try and snipe any infantry and such that come down the main road. If we can kill the vehicle, for example, that they're coming in, get a free infantry kill, that would be very nice. The things that we do have to worry about are B2s from the 716th. They can pretty much hurt the 101st quite badly. The 17th SS has the Stug, but more than that, the SS Stostrup early on. They won't be as good as our airborne engineers, so that's not too much of a problem. Panzer Lehr, of course, has the Puma, so all threats to my M22 on the main road. Main thing here is going to be just making sure that my artillery is hitting the mark. I mean, there is potential that I should start firing well ahead already.
As you command, sir. Finger on the trigger. Ready to fire. If there are crops out there, we'll
Okay,
find
so
them.
far so good. Start firing at this IG on the right side.
Over.
And I think I'm going to bring in maybe my other M1, or I could maybe wait and get a Mustang. I might actually get a Mustang, see how much AA they've invested in.
All ready, sir.
We're going to push through the center here. There is an AT gun that I'm going to have to worry about. Artillery has just smacked us right in the face. What would that be?
Adjusting on target.
Lorraine. That's what it is.
Up and ready to move.
It is a Lorraine.
Get
Right,
out
well
of
that's
here.
all been
This is where we
taken out already.
Spacing.
Have the Pathfinders move up on this left side. We're going to have to find a way to deal with that, which will be a Mustang. But I can't really afford to bomb the Lorraine. I think that's maybe a bit of a waste. It will stop it firing for a little while, but it's not going to actually kill it.
Artillery at your
So I think, yeah, best bet is just have my M1 howitzer and fire at it. And we'll have the Mustang just come in and bomb this Pack 37 that we can see. And Genjeft has brought in the 3-star Stug. That's actually gone ahead and taken out an M4.
Roger,
Not good
control.
news.
I'm out.
And we are going to have to turn off evac Winchester, maybe.
Home run on that one.
Oh, that actually hits an IG. Oh, that was relatively lucky. Let's just unload these lot.
Let's have a look around.
Forgot to give them the unload at position commands.
Sir,
I think I might have this command go with the airborne rifles, and we will bring in another command to assist the 50 cal. And this Pathfinder, we're just going to have fall back. There's no point in having them engage at range with the Osterrippen.
any orders?
Will never end well.
Let's go, guys. Finger on the trigger.
I think I could probably have my M22 Locust come to the left and try and break through here, kill this 250-10, maybe go for the Panzerwerfer. Let's bring in a second M22. I think I could make that play. We're going to bring in a Bofors just to kind of cover me in the center.
Ready to pound them, sir.
Here comes a Ju-87 back there. I think I'm going to have to evac Winchester.
Fire. Smash
Yeah, we'll turn off evac Winchester in the options. So if you come into the options, guys, you go to automatic Winchester evac, you turn it off so it says no, then you should be good. There is a little bug, for me at least, that makes it so that when I join 4v4 lobbies, I think it is, like if they're made as 4v4 lobbies, then I actually have to turn it on and off again.
Sugar Charlie 3. Say again.
Evac Winchester, there you go. It looks like Yagsauce got caught out by that as well.
Zippo ready.
Right, my airborne engineers can take out those guys quite nicely. Let's see if we can take out this Panzer 35. Never mind. Looks like the Ju-87's gonna deal with that. Might end up taking out the Hellcat as well. Okay, looks like the Wildcat should get it. Nice. Okay, that's good.
Waiting for coordinates.
Smash this MG34. I can melt those grenadiers. There's no command, so they will surrender.
I'm out. Over. Ready.
But losing my M22 really sucks,
For God's
because it
sake.
probably would have beaten the Panzer 35 otherwise.
Roger, control. What do you think you're too close?
Let's have that just leave since it's already dropped its bombs, and we're gonna start artying the Panzer 35. We'll bring in an AT gun or two
Gallon of blood.
to support an infantry push on this left side. And that's a good idea.
Any orders? Out there. Shoot first and ask questions later.
We can get this
Nothing to report.
50 cal into a better position.
Doors over there.
Same with the Pathfinders actually.
Yes, sir.
That mortar's not doing me any favors though. Where is that coming from?
We're operational.
On the far right there. Let's see if we can hit that with the howitzer.
Attack formation.
Now the Panzer is not dead. I'm not sure what we killed.
We got a man
But I can hit
down.
that Kubel MG. We'll take that out for sure.
Sir, yes, sir.
No recon here, otherwise he would be able to see the airborne rifles and would be attacking it with the Panzer 35.
Troopers.
Is that the Panzerwerfer behind there? Oh, that's a risky place to have it.
Finger on the trigger.
Maybe I can take that out.
Germans ahead. Get ready for a fight.
The game's not gonna lag.
Ready to take command, sir. They spotted us.
We can see it.
Scouts, at your orders. Come on, folks. War's over there.
On M22. Oh, the internal fire. That is unlucky.
Moving out.
Yeah, nothing I can do about that. That really sucks. We do have some more infantry coming up here to kind of help us out.
Nothing to report. Everybody out. Roger. Yes, sir.
Just gonna unload the 50 cal. That will be able to demolish any infantry that we can see.
Nothing to report. Waiting for orders. We got him. Sir, yes, sir.
Born airborne rifles, take out those guys for me. We're gonna bring in the second Mustang. I'm gonna bomb both of these P-38s, or PAC-38, sorry, not P-38s. Oh, bombing strikes from Yag Source as well.
Roger, control.
I'll go for the
Engage. I'm out.
Black 38s then.
New orders, skipper.
The combined airstrike, very nice indeed.
Nothing to report.
Have the M3 gun push through. I'll give it to the command of the M22.
At your orders.
Have this rifles move up again.
Don't shoot.
Go on, kill the Panzerwerfer for us. In a very dodgy position there.
Heads down.
But so far Golden Bullet's done a fantastic job on the left side.
Already.
And combined Air Force play is working well in our favour.
Ready to blast some tanks, sir.
Right, time to move the M3 gun over.
Steady.
And I can start to possibly counter battery the LEFH. I thought these were actually Lorraines, but it turns out they're not.
For God's sake.
Very odd for the
I am in charge
7/16th to rely on the LEFH early on rather than the Lorraines, but each to their own.
We're supposed to be surrounded.
Where I'm going to have these airborne rifles able to get across. Oh, they did manage it. That's good.
We can't take any more.
Have the M22 go and hide. There is a tank there that's coming. Might do quite a bit of damage.
Yes, sir. Let's go,
Get
boys.
the M3 gun to come over and cover us. Fighting quite a bit of points, but moving into phase B, I'm probably just going to buy in a bunch of M4s.
We have
My airborne engineers, they have actually run out of fuel for their napalms, so we're going to replace those, and we'll get a jeep in to resupply. Good stuff.
formation. Form up,
And that B2
sir.
was the target of my M3 gun.
Waiting for orders, Captain.
Has been dealt with though. The other thing we could maybe go for
I am listening, sir.
is the Thunderbolts.
Waiting for orders.
Could lose the M22 there. Maybe I should have just let it fire. But yeah, we can go for these really expensive Thunderbolts with the large amount of bombs. And since we do have this Bofors, it should be fine. We've also got double P-51 Mustang. So there's that to play with as well. Currently a +2. Panzerlehr does obviously come online a lot later on, but against the 4th Armoured is having a very hard time.
Waiting for coordinates. Let's go, boys. Beware of Krauts. Gun ready.
Gonna have to bomb the B2s.
Bones right. I'm
Wait for that one. Oh, the bailout. Nice.
Gun ready.
Very nice, actually.
If that's an order.
Need some extra
So I'm just going to wait for the airborne rifles to recover, and they can kill off the B2. Meanwhile, the Ostropen are running away, so I don't have to worry about those. I do need to unload the airborne engineers here, because that AT gun that I targeted earlier is not dead yet.
Yes, sir.
Make sure it is. And here comes a Panther. Well, soon. If he can take out another Hellcat,
For God's sake.
there is 2 more on the way. I was going to say, if this Hellcat died, then it's actually quite open for the other team to kind of take back quite a lot of ground, but
Reservoirs are full and
there we go. Flamethrowers taken out. Rampan's B2 dealt with.
First platoon. Easy company.
There goes the Pack 37.
Drop 200. 6 rounds.
Then one's definitely been very helpful.
At your service.
Let's bring in some more airborne rifles. Start pushing a bit more aggressively on this right side.
Gory, gory,
What is that tank? Probably a Panzer 35, yes.
Yes, sir. Hi-ho, Silver.
I'm gonna counter battery
Adjusting
where we
on
can.
target.
We just saw the artillery there, so may as well be trying to shoot at that. I'll have these airborne rifles start to push up as well. These airborne engineers have reloaded their napalm. Great thing about these little Jeep supplies, actually, they're worth bringing in just to like reload machine gun ammunition and such, especially things like 50 cals. Really good for just cleaning up. Well, not cleaning up, resupplying where they are needed
Full throttle.
for a cheap amount.
Any orders?
Ready to pound them, sir.
On in range to help out against the Panda 35 there.
What's up, sir?
Looking for line of sight from the M3 gun. It looks like we might get it. If it can hit before it goes out of line of sight, never mind.
Go, boys.
We've got the Wildcats coming in though with the bombing strike.
For your order. Roger. Heading to 360.
I think that artillery may have run out of ammunition or something. The only reason I could
I'm out.
think why it would be pushing that far forwards.
New orders, skipper. Let's liberate some ladies.
Regardless, we need to continue pushing up, and if I can get my 50 cal into one of these buildings, that would be very good.
Yes,
Got a
sir.
bunch of airborne rifles here that can all just keep moving forward, so that's great. Let's just unload these since they're already
Go, troopers.
off-road.
We're paratroopers. We're supposed to be surrounded.
Recon team, ready.
Get my recon to move up on the right side to assist Yagsource here. Pushing aggressively with his Commando 6 and Commando Fusilier Marines.
We fix them, you flank
Might have to smoke off the airborne leader as I run across.
I'll be there soon. For God's sake. Gun ready.
Time to move up the M3 gun.
Locked and loaded, sir. Stay low.
Oh, the Pathfinder got taken out. That artillery's hitting us.
Fire. Smash them.
There goes our opponent.
What do you need, sir?
Now we just got to deal with the AI. Time to bring in the off-map.
Morphine here.
We'll also start buying in the rest of our planes and see how much of an airshow we can make it.
Red 6, mounted up. Got the pieces, sir. Any update?
Let's just bomb the crap out of the LEFH here. And get rid of that artillery as soon as possible.
He's burning. Bone dry. I'm out of here. Bugging out. I'll make haste
There we
here.
go. All gone.
Gory, gory, what a hell of a way to die.
Let's keep saving for more aircraft.
We're gonna smoke them. We'll do our best, sir.
Sir.
Give us
As
good
we just
firing
continue our push forwards, I'm going to have to move the Bofors up with us.
sir.
Tempted to bring in another Bofors just so that we do have the sky covered.
Fire! Smash him! I have nothing else planned for this afternoon.
First platoon! Easy company!
And that flak filling could chew up my airborne rifles very quickly. Thankfully, we managed to get the better of them.
At your orders. Point out the target. Tell me where they are.
I get the Mustangs to come in, hit the Pack 37s. And I should have enough to buy another Thunderbolt. Wonderful.
My engine's on
Maybe I can finish off the Panzerhaubitze Lorraine for good with those bombs. It should also take out the Pack 37 next to it anyway.
This war will be over by
Just a straight up infantry push, supported by this M4.
I'm out of here.
Yes, sir.
Looking out.
Nice.
Damn, they got me good that time.
And the ME-109 trying to stop some of these aircraft, but there is AA on the right side at least from Jagdsource. I've got the Bofors on the left. Let's get one of our CGMCs in here, just because that can help us aggressively push with the M4s whilst we continue running forwards with the airborne rifles. And against like a 7/16th AI, I mean,
Sugar King. Sugar Charlie
it's going to be
3.
relatively easy to keep pushing forwards. It's like the 7/16th is probably one of the hardest divisions for the AI to use. The successful early game. Gonna take out that Panzerstreck there, thanks to my Pathfinder. Let's see if we can get an off-map strike in here.
Let's move. Quick.
A nice juicy target.
Platoon formed and ready.
Barbecue on its way. Eyes on the sky. Go and shoot anything that moves.
Request fire mission grid.
There we go.
3, 4, 5, 3, 6.
Don't want to get too close to it because the 356mm off-map can do a lot of damage. It's very good for cleaning up things like 88s
We're caught moving
and
this
sort of
thing.
heavy
We're done.
fire support that you may not have other ways of dealing with. Things like Pack 43s, not that they're really very much used anymore. I used to see Pack 43s all the time, but more recently it's definitely something that's been missing quite a bit.
Yes, sir.
Not in a bad way, because they are pretty naff AT guns. They come in late, they're pretty expensive. Where people always tend to prefer the Pack 40s. They're also very slow, so that doesn't help.
For God's sake.
I'm not sure what this is. That's a Marder. We'll just bomb that.
At your orders.
Continue the push.
Gun checked and ready. I'm out. Over.
That sucks.
Green Indian country.
I was hoping I'd be able to kill that Marder with the M4, but it doesn't look like that's going to be the case, because it will manage to retreat into the orchard in time, I think.
Armor ready.
Yeah, maybe not.
I'll be there soon.
Gonna try and get the airborne leader close enough to provide command. Can we get it? No, we can't. Okay, time for the airborne rifles. Just push in there then. The airborne rifles are the best choice for orchards by far, because they're not only good at close range if you bump into them at that range, but they're also good at long range. 210 points for a Thunderbolt, so we'll bring that in. My P-51 did get shot down on the right side by the Flakvelings, I believe. We're going to take down that Ju-87 with our own AA.
At your orders.
That's very nice. Continue up here with the airborne rifles.
Need a light, sir? Engineers, form on me.
I think I'm just going to off-map here now, since that's where all the reinforcements are coming in.
7, 3, 4.
Should we bomb those Stostrib? Feel like we probably should. Actually, never mind. The airborne rifles should be able to take them out. Stostrib can't really fight back at that range, so the only thing they could do in that position is smoke themselves off and run away. Or this might be good timing for the off map. Let's make sure my airborne rifles aren't running into that. Oh, we're not going to see it land. Oh, that's a shame. 21 minutes and 32 seconds. I was really hoping we'd get a chance to see that, but in the end, relatively simple game. 1,460 kills to 415 losses. It's a shame it was so quick, honestly. On that left side, that breakthrough really did relieve a lot of pressure for the rest of the map. And so, you know, Golden Bullet could either help us or we could help him gain an advantage whilst just sort of defending our side. And that's, I think, what Jagdsource did. He kind of threw some more resources behind Golden Bullet so he could get all the way to the spawn, whilst I just kind of continued the oppression through the center. The 7/16th, though, going to be very hard to sort of match up to the 101st in a close range environment. At longer ranges, the 7/16th actually do very well against the 101st because they have the B2s, which have the 9HE, they've got the IGs that have the 9HE, and they also have sufficient AA to sort of prevent a lot of the airstrikes. The Lorraines are really difficult to deal with. In the end, it ended up being LEFHs, but so I could kind of counter battery them. But yeah, a very short game. Just another taste of the 101st, I guess, and did build up a relatively big air force in the end. Not massive, but 5 airplanes, 5 or 6 airplanes we bought. That's it. That's where I'm going to leave it. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.